Oh, yeah. Listen to that song. What's up, everybody? Lummy Sports Show here with the great Rhett.
Howdy, howdy.
Scout is not here. She's turning into a Brian Matroni.
Yeah, a little bit of a paper tiger. She wanted the day off today.
Yeah, this song was blaring. I love it. It's a good song.
It's better than that bebop and shit we were opening up with a second ago.
No, that's a Macho Man favorite right there.
Well, the pre-show bed isn't bad, but whatever happened at the end of that, I thought that was going to be...
Look good.
He's back there doing backup vocals.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's the Lummy Sports Show.
Hit it!
Following the great interview with Bubba and Tech Nine, good old friends. I mean, Tech Nine's put Bubba in one of his songs.
He did?
I mean, what?
I said he did, yeah.
Yeah, he did. I mean, how unbelievable is that?
That was pretty good.
Not many, and then Bubba rapped at the end there, and it was an unbelievable interview. A lot of great things happened on there. Obviously, Bubba is one of the best in the business. Obviously, you all knew that. This is the Lummy Sports Show, where we don't interview people like Tech Nine, and we are obviously not the greatest in the business. 813-90-BUBBA, 813-90-BUBBA. Call in. Give us your takes. Tell us how much we suck. Tell us how our prize picks suck. Tell us why Josh McDaniels is the greatest head coach yet he got fired. I don't fucking know. Yes, we are the best sports show that sometimes starts at some time, and we're always heard. Now we're on 4. Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Rumble, and I guess, BAR too. Tune in, all that other good shit.
The new and improved Bubba Army Radio.
Great stuff right there.
We're getting there.
Rhett, I mentioned prize picks. We didn't do too well.
No, we did not.
Thank you, Jimmy G.
Yeah, fucking Jimmy G. Speaking of Jimmy G and the Raiders, so we all know by now about the news of Josh McDaniels being let go, the GM too. This is according to The Athletic.
I thought they couldn't afford to fire
well, that was last year. This is this year. New day, new money. You know
new money from Tom Brady?
Yeah. So let me ask, have you heard about how Josh McDaniels was allegedly fired?
No, I was not.
All right, so this is an absolutely unreal story in The Athletic. I want to choose to believe that it's real, because if it is real, it gives me an all-new respect for Mark Davis, which is something I never thought I would have.
And his haircut.
So get this. This is from theathletic.com. I wish I knew the name of the writer, but The Athletic, a premium sports media outlet. You have to pay to read this stuff because they usually have the inside scoop. So apparently the last straw was when Josh McDaniels, who is well known around league circles as a guy who goes all out for Halloween, came to the Raiders facility dressed as Mark Davis the day after losing to the Lions on Monday Night Football. Davis seemed to take it in stride at first. He appeared to laugh and even ordered his now trademark P.F. Chang's lunch delivered to Coach McDaniels to complete the look. After the two had eaten lunch, Davis suggested that McDaniels read his fortune cookie, which he opened up, and it read, quote, "You're fired, hotshot," according to multiple sources who viewed the dessert. That sounds to me like it came straight from Ballsack Sports.
Ballsack, okay.
But if that is real, that's got to be one of the most pimp moves of all time from Mark Davis. That's fucking awesome.
No, I don't know if I believe that one, but
I don't know if I do either. But wouldn't that be such a great story to tell?
That would be. That would be one of the best, and Mark Davis would be a pimp. $9.99, Neil Mount Plaisir. Unfortunately, he said, "Let's fire Packers GM, please." I'm sure Bubba is not far behind where you got that one, and go, Pack, go! Yeah, well, obviously on Sunday it was not go, Pack, go, and Josh McDaniels was go fuck yourself, go. as he was getting fired. I see his future going right back to the Patriots and Daddy Belichick.
What's funny, too, is that they asked Bill Belichick already. They asked him this morning his thoughts on potentially bringing back Josh McDaniels, and I think that GM who also followed him from New England.
I believe so. I believe, yes, you are correct.
They asked Belichick what he thought about that, and what do you think he said?
No comment.
We're on to Washington.
Yeah, no comment. I'm not trying to talk about that right now.
We're just focused on
business is business around here, like no other business. And Kevin K, no, I would not trade Josh Jacobs because he is going to be carrying a shitload of the football with Jimmy G absolutely showing up shitty. And let me tell you something. Guess what? He got correct yardage for our prize picks. And you know who didn't? Jimmy G throwing at any wide receiver that actually fucking mattered.
Oh, don't worry. We had 2 Raiders wide receivers on our prize picks, and Jacoby Myers and Devontae Adams. We had Devontae Adams over 6 receptions. He got fucking 1 on 7 targets. The best wide receiver in the NFL for the last 6 years.
Hold on. I got a call from Bubba. Hold on.
Oh, he turned the mic off, so this could be some K5 off the air stuff. Hopefully we're not in trouble. His body language doesn't look great. Quick phone call. Are we good? Are we in trouble?
Yeah, right. You're going to have to host a show for about 10 minutes.
Uh-oh,
5 minutes.
Oh, he needs your help?
Yeah, I need your help.
All right, buddy. Is it the stuff you were working on before?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
So go take it over, buddy.
All right.
I'll be right back, everybody.
A lot of pressure. This is the Lummy Sports Show without Lummy. I am Rhett, but you should know that if you're listening. So we were just talking about the Raiders, and we were talking about Josh McDaniels and the collapse of everything going on over there. I did want to talk about Jimmy Garoppolo, and hopefully Lummy can help me out when he comes back. But I am so sick and tired of everyone saying that Jimmy G is a winner. Just look at him, look where he goes, because that's always been the argument. Even when he was in San Francisco, when he was playing around, just the best defense in the NFL, and he had one hell of a supporting cast and a great coach. Like, they can get the most out of him, but what is the most you're really going to get out of Jimmy G at this point? Is it going to be 20 touchdowns a year to 14 interceptions? Because I think that's what he's on pace on. What he's on pace for. The guy is garbage. He is not a good quarterback. He has not been a good quarterback in the NFL. Shit, for 3-4 years now, I think. Again, the success that he had in San Francisco, you ask anyone at all who watches that team every week, they just said, he's just not that guy. He's just not that guy. He doesn't have it. He does not have it. Checking the live chat really quick. Our buddy Jack Mahogoff, Heather Spinstructor, Kevin K, Ed Kelly, Trickney Ashley over on the YouTube chat. Everybody chiming in on Twitch. I think this might be our first ever sports show on Twitch, because we are 4 knuckles deep, as Lummy had mentioned, as we look to get some things ironed out before the official launch of the new Bubba Army Radio, which should hopefully put us on every single platform you can think of. So we're definitely kicking that thing out wide. But yeah, Jimmy G sucks, and I'm tired of hearing about it. Even when the Bucs were looking for a quarterback this last offseason, people were talking about getting Jimmy Garoppolo. Oh, he's a proven winner. He's an experienced veteran. He fucking sucks. You can be an experienced veteran and fucking suck in the NFL. We see it happen every single year. And, yeah, Jack, just like he said, Jimmy G looks like he's going to get benched for the rookie. What's his name? Austin O'Connell? Let me see. I just got this update a few minutes ago from My Sports Update at Ari Myrov on Twitter. He had mentioned, this is from Ian Rappaport. Another major move in Las Vegas. The Raiders are expected to start rookie QB Aiden O'Connell this week and going forward with Jimmy Garoppolo going to the bench. The promising O'Connell now gets his shot. Ian Rappaport asked a Raiders source why this decision was made, and the answer was, he is our best quarterback. So the Jimmy G experience is over in Vegas. The Josh McDaniels experience, more importantly, is over in Vegas. Thank God. That guy fucking sucks. And it's also funny, too, when you look at Josh McDaniels and you look at some of these other guys across the league. Maybe Bill O'Brien could be lumped in here as well. Lummy, welcome back. I was just talking about how, with Josh McDaniels being fired, just another guy who used to coach Tom Brady who apparently can't coach anyone else in the NFL.
True. Sorry, I'm coming back down.
No, you're good. You got to get back up to speed.
Yeah.
Are you good?
No, I'm good. Oh, yeah, it's all good.
Everybody safe?
You get in the little office. Yeah, you get in the little Merch Crick's office with the sniper rifle up there. Oh, Jesus. But because Bubba wants to get back to his place. He doesn't want to be hanging around here.
He got you in the office, brother, did he?
No, I mean, you could say Josh McDaniels. And listen, could be wrong on this one, or this could be just me joking around. I just want to state it for everyone else out there. Yeah, he did, coach. He did draft Tim Tebow.
Oh.
He did coach him up. They did win a playoff game against the Steelers.
I guess that does change everything, does it?
I don't think Josh McDaniels is a good head coach.
No, he's not.
I think he's a good coordinator.
I think Josh McDaniels is the type of guy who would be a pretty decent college coach.
Like a Lane Kiffin.
It's simply because when you look at what happened in Denver and you look at what happened to the Patriots, I mean, before he lost, a shit ton of games, he seemingly lost the locker room. I mean, we're barely halfway through the year, and Davante Adams is the most frustrated he's ever been in his entire career.
Yeah.
Jimmy G is getting benched. Josh Jacobs is upset, and he's the best part of their offense. He was the only thing that was working good on Monday night.
I think one reason why Davante Adams did not get traded is because your boy Davis told Davante Adams, I'm going to fire Josh McDaniels, and I will bring in someone that will utilize you better. And I feel like a lot of the players probably went to Davis. He seems like he is almost like his dad and listens to the players.
Yeah.
And they probably came out and said, you got to get rid of this fucking guy, this dickhead.
I feel like it sounds like it's really simple, but I honestly feel like that happens more than we think in the NFL or really any football team ever.
I think nowadays,
if you have a coach, especially in the NFL, where these guys are getting paid millions of dollars, these are grown men. That's rule number one. That's reason number one why Dion will not coach the NFL, because it takes a different kind of leader to get through to some of those guys. Especially the ones who have been doing it every week for 15 years. The beat up defensive ends, or the offensive tackle who's been getting his ass whooped for 9 years and missing out on Pro Bowls and playing on a shitty football team. He doesn't want to hear anything that Josh McDaniels has to say. Like, there's nothing that he could have gone into that locker room and said to those players to get them to buy in to what he was bringing to the table. Like, I think even by the end of last season, he was just they were doomed from the start as far as 2023 goes.
Yeah, and what's crazy? I was thinking about this, and I know it's going to go back to me, but so when I was in high school, our sophomore year, we were really good. Our head coach, for 5 years there, ex-NFL player, just a complete stud coach. So he leaves because he didn't want some certain players of ours to get suspended or expelled and yada, yada, yada over pregnancy things.
Oh, so he took the fall for it?
Sure did. He said, I don't want you to expel our quarterback or running back because they got chicks pregnant, yada, yada, yada. So my junior year, they bring in this other guy who is an assistant coach, and we didn't have a bad year. We lost probably like 7-8 players from the year before. Not from graduation. Like, we probably lost at that point from graduation.
Well, they just stopped playing or go play somewhere else?
They transferred. They went to a different high school. This is high school.
I know.
So, and they just went to the normal public school that they were allowed to go to because this was a private school. So we were with this guy, and it actually, nowadays I feel bad for him because he actually wasn't that bad of a coach. He got dealt a really bad hand. During summer camp, we only had 5 players show up. Mm. We had to wait all the way until after summer camp to get a lot of the players that were enrolled.
And they were a lot of the kids that you would see walking in the hallway, where coach would be like, listen, if you see a fat kid in the hallway, get him on a football team.
Kind of.
We need bodies out. That's what they used to tell us all the time. Like, we need some fucking bodies out here.
Yeah, kind of.
If you see a big motherfucker in the hallway, ask him about the football team.
It was lazy motherfuckers that didn't want to go to summer camp.
Guys that didn't want to practice in July.
And they knew that we were fucked because we lost our one coach that said, I don't give a shit if you got to show up to summer camp. But we had players. We were good. We
had kind of a similar situation with our baseball team. I only played baseball senior year, and I wouldn't even say I played baseball. I kind of just rehabbed my knee injury by practicing baseball every day. And we had a good coach. His name was Ben Davis. He was an older dude. He had been the coach for a couple of years, but unfortunately, unfortunately, I went to a ghetto-ass high school.
Yeah.
So a lot of our baseball players were some ghetto-ass dudes, and they just didn't want to practice. They didn't want to be there. And he was the type of coach where before, if they didn't want to practice and they showed up to play, chances are they would play.
Well, see.
But he said all week, if you don't practice, you're not going to play. And so we literally, by the end of the second week, had 8 players on the team.
Mine's a little different because, so we came off a district title. We came off a playoff run. my sophomore year. And once again, now I'm talking about high school, but still, I think it's somewhat relevant. I feel really bad about it. I'm going to get it off my chest. And I think that you'll understand where you said about players talking ownership. So my junior year, I come in my junior year. I'm feeling good. Fucking, I'm pre-ranked all county. And we only got 5 players to show up for that 2-week summer camp, and it's hot as fuck, whatever.
Yeah, middle of fucking July.
Couple days before school starts, certain guys are like, all right, I'm going to go out. They need people, blah, blah, blah. So we go through the season. We're like, I don't know, fucking 3-7, 3-6, whatever the fucking high school is. We have a losing record.
Usually 10 games.
Okay, so 4-6 then, 4-6.
Okay.
But the year before we were like 8-2 then. Like we only lost 2 games. And then the other players, juniors, they leave, and our athletic director comes to us right after the season because now we have other players that played and that actually were pretty good that said, well, we're transferring if this coach is, still here.
Yeah.
And I had no fucking choice, even though I was trying to transfer at the time, trying to get the fuck out of there.
So they were transferring because of the new coach or because of the Urban Meyer coach that y'all had?
The Urban Meyer coach we had.
Okay.
So I'm trying to get the fuck out, actually, too. But the athletic director came to me and this other kid, Cameron, who now is dead, but he went and played college football somewhere. He had a heart attack. He was fat as fuck.
All right. Oh, he was.
Yeah, but he was like 6'6", like 350.
Did he have a heart attack before 2021?
Oh yeah. He had a heart attack in like 2014.
All right. Cool.
He ate himself to death. So they were like, "Hey, you're not going to transfer, right?" And I'm like, well, I don't like the coach, and why don't you like the coach? And because I was so used to winning that I was like, fuck, let's get someone new in. Well, the guy we got in my senior year, even though I got hurt, we didn't win a fucking game.
Oh man.
And they listened to us. And they fired the guy that actually, he was a basic play call and blah, blah, blah. But this new guy that came in brought a whole new offense, all this stuff. He didn't want any of the old stuff in there and just came in and just threw everyone under the bus. And now I was looking at it as a senior, and I know it's different. I'm not making millions of dollars, but you're looking at it going like, what the fuck did I do? And it's almost like Jim Levitt at USF.
Yeah.
You look at that exact thing. You're like, this fucking guy's an asshole. Okay, he hits his head, and I know there's controversy. I have friends I haven't talked to in a while, but I talked to him about back then a lot, and there's controversy. There's stories where it differs, where Jim Levitt grabbed his fucking throat and threw him up against the locker and threatened him, and there's other players that were in the locker room at the time and said, no, Jim Levitt didn't fucking do that. But I don't know if they're just sticking up for the coach or what. But guess what? Since that happened, and I know there was always players. I mean, you can say whatever you want about my playing ability at USF, what the fuck ever, okay? But you know what? I was friends with a lot of those guys. And when I see them, I can still go up and say hi to them, you know? So the fact of the matter is, they got rid of Jim Levitt because he was a hard ass, old school fucker. Maybe he liked certain people. Maybe he liked certain races. Maybe he did like this, that, what the fuck ever. But guess what? He fucking won. And you replaced him, and guess what happened? USF has never been the fucking same. Yeah, they have their up and down fucking years. You can say whatever you want about them. But guess what? When you replace a coach like that, it's never going to be the same, like 70% of the chance, or 70% of the time. So the Raiders in the pro thing, I think all those players went to it and they said, fuck this guy, get someone new in. And guess what? Maybe Josh McDaniels is the worst fucking coach in the world, right?
Apparently not as bad as Nathaniel Hackett, but pretty close.
but that's what I'm saying. You give up on a coach too fucking early. What's his second year? It's not even about Josh McDaniels. It's like when players don't like someone coming in. Like, look, what's his fuck face from Rutgers name?
Shiano.
They got rid of Raheem. Yeah, he was too loose for players, right? Too loose. And then they brought in hard ass. Well, that's not right in the middle. But then after that time, so Raheem was too loose for players. They brought Shiano in, lost the whole locker room pretty much after that point.
They all fucking hated him. He made football not fun for Rondé Barber.
His record was good because they had talent, but no one wanted to play for him, which is why they all fucking left. And yeah, maybe they all left and they didn't really do much. I mean, Blunt obviously did, but the roster that they had, they were a core. They got along. You just needed that middleman, and they gave up on Raheem because he was too loose. They brought in a tough ass, but then when they brought in maybe a Lovey again or whoever after him. You know what I mean? The talent was already so far gone.
Yeah, I think Mercer did a good job of breaking up the rest of that core group of players you talked about.
Yeah,
but for example, you talked about a guy that can come in and maybe not getting his due or not getting enough of a chance. I do think that was Lovey Smith.
Oh, yeah.
And I think 100% of it shows because when they fired Lovey Smith, they didn't bring anyone new in. They just kept his offensive coordinator as the head coach for 3 more years. So it was basically, 5 or 6 years of Lovey Smith and that coaching staff that he had set up. But I'm not saying the Bucs were good. They weren't. They were maybe a quarterback away from being better.
But they didn't have the talent. No one wanted to come to FSU. I mean, FSU. I read that on the thing.
No, nobody wanted to come to play for Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
nobody wants to come to play for Tampa now. Nobody wants to go play for Todd Bowles. You know, he's not enough of a winner.
He's boring.
He is boring. I mean, the players who play for him seem to like him. You hear a lot about how the defensive guys have a ton of respect for him, and I have to imagine they do. I have to imagine there's not a ton of guys in that locker room who don't like him or can't stand him, because if that was the case, we would have heard about it by now. He's been here long enough. But I think Lovey Smith got railroaded. I thought he should have deserved another season, and I thought he was going to bring us to a place that, no, I don't think he was going to make us perennial Super Bowl contenders, especially not with Jameis.
But 500 at least.
But fuck, they could have been a 9-8, 10-7 team if we're talking about 17 games. So they could have been, I think, at best with Lovey, you give him another year, could have been a 10-6 team, kind of like he did with Chicago that one year.
910. 910, it's you.
Hello?
Yo, yo, yo.
Oh, hey, you guys there?
Yes, we're here. Oh, boy.
Hey, Lummy, I'm having a problem. I know you guys are doing your sports show, but I'm having a problem logging in since you guys updated the Bubba Army app, and I need some so I can log. I haven't listened to you guys over a week or two because I'm having a problem with that.
So there's a chat option if you look at the bottom of BubbaArmyRadio.com. If you click on the little, what's that, text bubble?
I know what you're talking about. You're talking about bottom right side. There's a chat there, and then I did not get any help from them.
If you click on it, they should answer you pretty quick.
I'll try it again. But
type it in, and they should get to you pretty quick. I'm not trying to be a dick, obviously, because trust me, we've experienced that. A lot of people have gone and typed it in, and usually you'll get tech support pretty quick.
Because what the problem is that my email that I have with you guys, I'm a person lister. Like I've been back with Bubba since serious days, but then my email went to shit. So I have a new email that I have to give them so I can reset the password. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I totally understand.
And
like I said, try that one more time. And if you look, there should be a contact us for customer support email. Shoot that over, and they'll get back to you quick. Trust me.
I think I pay like $100 a month, $100 a whole year. I mean, because I'm early enlister, so. So you're telling me to go back in there and then go to the contact and then hit the live chat and then explain to them what's going on?
Yes, and they should be able to help you quickly. If not, they might ask you for your email, your new one, and they will email you. But they should be able to help you. Otherwise, go to the connect and go to your contact. If you can't get anyone on the live chat, like you've seen before. Go to connect, go to contact, type in all your info, type your comments and questions, and they will because that all goes to multiple people to their emails. So they will get an update and they will help you. Everyone that's had a problem with the new site, when you ask them questions, they respond very quickly.
The only reason why I called you guys on your live show is because I wasn't getting any I was talking in that live chat, but no one ever answered. Or you look down there and they will start to communicate with you.
So if that chat doesn't work, then go to Connect, which is on one of the tabs. Go to Contact, type in your info, it's your email, all that kind of stuff. Put your comments down. Even put you're frustrated, you want to get on, you want to listen to the show, you want to have a good laugh. Tell them that they will get back to you. I promise you that.
Yeah, because
maybe for me.
Yeah, I'm just behind you guys. I'm listening to right now, like October 2nd, and that's when you guys did that update.
Yeah.
And my original password and my original username or my email wasn't working.
Yeah, no, do those two things, and if it doesn't help and you still need more help, give me a call back, and I will make sure that someone gets to it. Okay.
All right, I did send the email to you guys, and I gave the new email that I had. So
okay.
Maybe I'll get a response on that as well.
Perfect. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much,
Lummy.
No problem. Thank you.
You shouldn't have told him to call back. He's going to be back in 10 minutes. Oh, Lummy.
I'll be like, Macho,
I haven't replied to my email yet.
Macho, I'm turning your mic on. Well, yeah, I gotta say that, the new site isn't working yet. Exactly right.
Man, if I had $1 for
every time Macho impersonation?
No, for every person that calls in and says, yeah, man, I'm a listener from the Sirius days, we could probably pay to get Bubba back on Sirius.
Oh, listen, there's a lot of people that listen on Sirius.
There is, and it's deeply appreciated. I just think it's so funny how it's like I can almost hear it coming whenever someone starts to say stuff, like, I've been listening for a long time.
Well, you got three. You have three. You got, sometimes they have the, like, super, I guess you could say statistics in the bell curve, right? And then you get those like really far out ones that are like I listen on B96, or,
right? Power Pig,
102. Well, no, Power Pig. I still put with the Power Pig and the 98 Rock, right?
Mm-hmm.
That kind of like where it starts to curve up a little bit, but it's always good. You don't really hear 106.7 XL or whatever it is, and then you got the 102 one, or I think it's in Philly, and B96 in Chicago, or the Milwaukee ones. That's not that outlier.
I remember for a while we had a little honey hole in Peterborough.
Oh, yeah,
Bubba,
of course.
Bubba loved the Peterborough listeners.
Oh, Canada was huge with Sirius.
Oh, Canada.
They loved us up there.
He used to play that every morning.
Oh, I know. Listen, Canada was a huge market for the Sirius show. Canadians are great. Look at Tampa Terry's a Canadian. He's on Muscle Beach, Nova Scotia. He's not going to call in. We're the sports show. He doesn't even come close to listening to the sports show. Even though he's a great listener, great caller, great guy.
Has he called the sports show before?
He has before.
I thought like once or twice.
Yeah, he has. I think it was to confront Babyface, our former cast member, where it looks like Scout is going now. But you know what? I was going to get into NCAA football, but fuck it. Let's get into our picks.
Let's do it.
I feel like we didn't do too well again.
No, you shut your whore mouth with that negativity.
Well, listen, how many text messages I got over the fucking after the show? How we're, I'm not going to listen to your picks. You suck. You guys fucking only made 4 picks, even though for the first emails. First 6 weeks.
Be getting emails like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get this out of the way. Ooh. Man,
yeah,
I see one pick that should have been your upset of the week, but was not. But you're going to be happy to hear about it. So Thursday Night Football for Week 8, we both picked Tampa Bay, and they got their asses whooped.
Am I supposed to be keeping an account again?
If you want to do that, yeah. I'll keep my own count, and then you keep your count. That sound good?
Okay, yeah, sure.
All right, cool. Let's do it.
All right. So we're 0-1.
We are 0-1. L.A. Rams at the Dallas Cowboys. That game was fucking over before it even started. Dallas won that one. You picked the Rams. So I will take the point. Thank you, Lummy. Minnesota at Green Bay. We both picked the Vikings, and they were able to pull it out. Unfortunately, Kirk Cousins goes down for the season. You really hate to see it because as much as I'm not the biggest Kirk Cousins fan in the world, you can't deny he was playing well this year.
That's right. Yeah, he was.
Minnesota wins that. Atlanta at Tennessee. We both picked Tennessee, and Will Levis came in, made his debut by throwing 4 fucking touchdowns.
Stud.
3 of those to DeAndre Hopkins. Are you a Will Levis truther after last week, or do you think it was, kind of a fluke?
I don't know if it's a fluke, but I think he'll have his ups and downs. The TV really loved his girlfriend or wife, whoever that was, but they kept showing her every touchdown.
Yeah, she's fucking hot.
Yeah.
New Orleans at Indianapolis. I picked New Orleans. You picked Indy, which means I will take the pick there. We also both picked Tennessee on the previous pick. I don't know if I said that.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, cool. New England at Miami. This one wasn't even a question. We both picked the Fins, and they came through. Jets at Giants. This one, I was worried about this one for the last minute.
Barn burner.
24 total punts between the two of these teams. Obviously, we should have been looking at this game and bet the over for punts because we haven't hit shit else on punts for prize picks at all this year. So Jets at Giants. This was, who wanted to win this game less, do you think? It came all the way to overtime, and I thought after the Jets were unsuccessful, after the Giants were unsuccessful with Tommy DeVito.
And Graham Gano missing 2 field goals.
Yeah,
That's not normal.
Hell? And then after the Jets missed the field goal, I thought they were donezo. I thought this game was over. But the New York Jets pull it out. So we both picked the Jets, which means we both get the win for that game.
Not looking good for me right now.
Jacksonville at Pittsburgh. We both picked the Jags, and the Jags handled business on the road. Looked good in those teal pants as well. Kenny Pickett sucks ass. Philadelphia at Washington. This is an interesting game because both games this year where Philly has played the Commanders, Washington plays Philly better than any team in the NFL.
Sam Howell fucking plays out of his fucking shorts. Holy shit.
I mean, Philly survives 38-31, but we did both pick the Birds, so we both get the credit for that pick.
Yeah.
Houston at Carolina. Here's where we fucked up. The 0-6 Carolina Panthers off of the leg of Eddie Pinheiro. It only took him 4 different times to kick the game-winning field goal.
Shit.
But he honestly did kick it from like 24 yards away. I think it was like 3 straight penalties that they took.
4,
at the end of that game.
I think it was 3 straight against the same guy.
Yeah, it was insane. He kept jumping off sides.
Yep.
And then they fouled that one player for purposely jumping off sides to stop the clock. So they were like, hey, buddy, fuck you. And I think they told him to get off of the field or something like that. But yeah, Carolina comes through, so that messed up our pick for that game. Cleveland at Seattle. Geno Smith with a game-winning drive in the final minute of the game. We both picked the Seahawks to win, and they delivered in those beautiful throwback uniforms. Seemed like everybody can win in their throwbacks except for Tampa Bay.
Mm-hmm.
This should have been your upset of the week. I'm surprised it was not.
I thought about it.
KC at Denver, the lowly Denver Broncos. They were playing a home game, and we expected a lot of snow, so I took the under on Pat Mahomes because I'm a fucking idiot. Even though, well, actually, no. That ended up panning out. No, I picked the under because it ended up panning out. I think I hedged that. I think we had Pat Mahomes as the over on one ticket, and then I did another one at the last minute.
Remember I texted you with his flu?
Yeah, and we were expecting like 6 inches of snow. And then I walk in.
You thought it was going to be Michael fucking Jordan coming out of the locker room.
They were hyping up the snow all day. Like I was hanging out. I was hanging out with my buddy Evan, and I was telling him about some of the picks I wanted to put in. He was helping me make those, and he told me, he's like, dude, do you really think Pat Mahomes is going to throw for over 300 yards today?
I fucking should have said that to you. I'm like, he's no Michael Jordan.
In 6 inches of snow with a flu.
Maybe I should have said that to you.
And I'm like, fuck yeah. Well, anyways, I took the under to hedge it, so I won that one.
Here's my upset pick.
Yeah. So you picked the Broncos.
I did. What?
You picked the Broncos to win that game.
Yeah,
you picked Denver.
I know. I thought you were talking about the Ravens. Oh, okay, sorry. I thought you already went to that one.
You're good. Baltimore at Arizona. Lummy's upset of the week. The Arizona Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
Did they win?
No, they lost 31-24 to the Ravens.
The way you started saying that, just to say that they lost. Yeah, that's unfortunate. So that means another good pick for Rhett here. Cincinnati at San Francisco. I picked the Niners. You picked Cincinnati, so you get that one. Brock Purdy. You think Brock Purdy's that guy, or do you think he's just kind of in a slump right now?
I think he's in a slump right now.
Do you think he'll come back?
Yeah, I think he'll come back. I think they're missing Trent Williamson.
Yeah, any left tackle, especially the highest paid one in the NFL, is going to be felt when he's not out there.
Bucks
but
got him.
I mean, he's what, 35?
Oh, sorry, my info might be incorrect, Rhett, but I believe that the Bucks were in the running for him, but they didn't want to pay him a little bit more money. But you know what? I'm probably wrong.
No, you're right.
I can get fact checked on that one too. So.
All right, so you picked the Bengals to win, and they did win. I think Brock Purdy bounces back. I don't think he's an elite quarterback, but I do think that system in San Francisco is too good for him to continue to fail.
They just got a big DN too.
Yeah, they did. They also traded, Chase Young. Good landing spot for him, by the way.
Fuck yeah.
Poor Montez Sweat has to go play for the fucking Bears.
Yeah, that sucks.
Speaking of the Bears, Chicago at the LA Chargers. This game was ugly. One of the worst Sunday Night Football games I have watched in quite some time. It was all LA.
Not good for our price picks either.
No, it was not. But we did both pick the Chargers, so that's a win for both of us. And Monday Night Football, we both picked the Detroit Lions. Now, I think you said the same thing, but I did say on Monday, because I was live, I do like the Lions. I don't think they'll cover, but I do think they'll win, because I think the line was like, what, Detroit -8?
Yeah.
Yeah, so at the very last minute, we're able to get a win there. All right, so you have your tally in your head, right?
Well, I wrote it down.
Okay, what is your record this week?
Let me count it up. We have Rhett with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
13.
13.
No, 12. You could probably go 12, I think. Because, let me see. Dallas, Minnesota, Tennessee, New Orleans, Miami, the Jets, Jacksonville, Philly, Seattle, KC, Baltimore, LA Chargers, Detroit. That's 13, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
So, yep, you're right. I missed the looks like a negative. Fact check me. And, 13 to 11.
That's all right. So 13-3, 11-5.
Yeah, what a horrible week to come back from. I think it was a 4 and 5 week pick last week.
Fucking last week. Last week you went 3-11. I went 4-10. So we barely scraped by. I don't even have the fucking updated team records on here either. I want to say.
No, you're still beating me by, I think it's like 4. Now you got another 2. You're probably winning by like 5 or 6. So.
As of last week, going into week 8, I was 60-49. 60-49.
And it's still questionable, but it's okay.
And you, yeah, I know, right? You passed me 61-44, but that math doesn't seem like it's mathing to me.
It seems right to me.
I guess. All right, so after this week.
You took it back to lead.
Yep. I am 73-52 for the first 8 weeks. And you are, what'd you go, 11-5?
Yes.
So you are 72-49. So we are neck and neck, even though our numbers don't match up.
And even though we'll just go talk about the shitty week we had last week. Everyone that hated on us.
Hey, we bounced back.
Go fuck off.
We bounced back.
We could have. We got 11 wins and 13 wins. You hit the money line on your betting.
Maybe we should quit doing so many GOAT reports and start doing some more research and start actually doing stuff on the show around here. But we can't do that.
No, we can because 11 and 5. All right, whatever. We picked the money line now. If I went up against a point, probably looks a little bit better. But what do I do? College football here. I'm kind of upset
about the rankings.
Yes, and I know once again, rankings don't mean dick. Rankings don't mean dick,
especially when it's the first set. But let me ask you something. Are you upset because Georgia should be 1? Or are you upset because Ohio State is 1?
Ohio State is number 1.
Okay, I was going to say, I am not one of those people. I don't give a fuck about Georgia. They have not played anyone worth mentioning this year to put them as the number 1 team in the nation. You just can't do it. You can't do it. I know they have not lost a game in over 2 years. But if we're talking rankings, and everyone else will say this, last year and the year before don't matter. I mean, who's the most impressive fucking team they beat this year? Kentucky?
Let's go to the roster.
No, seriously. And who do they have left? The first 5 weeks of the season, you start things off with the elite UT Martin.
Hold on. If you want to say who do they have left? Now I have now looked in here.
They have 3 ranked teams left.
And then top 25, number 12 Missouri.
Yep.
Number 10, Ole Miss, and number 17, Tennessee are the 3 and I guess they have Georgia Tech. I'm not counting that one.
All 3, excluding Georgia Tech, all 3 tough SEC matchups.
Yes.
But when you put all 3 of those teams, even though Georgia hasn't fucking played anybody this year, when you put all 3 of those teams against Georgia, I still think Georgia's going to win by 20. I think they're good.
I think the tough one's going to be Tennessee at Tennessee.
I think At Tennessee, you're right, because they're playing at home against Missouri and Ole Miss. Yep. I would say Ole Miss, because Ole Miss is a top 10 team. Which good for them. They've been playing well this year. They deserve it.
It's gonna be a close game, but I think being at home, it could be an upset. But I think that Tennessee game with the 100,000 people that they have coming into Tennessee normally. Let me double check real quick. Let me see what the Tennessee stadium fills up real quick.
I think it's close to 90,000.
Is it?
Yeah.
I know they shut down it's on the river. It's like a really nice stadium.
Yeah, it's scenic.
I mean, I kind of want to go there. Have you ever been there? There you go. Oh, 101,950. I'm sorry. 101,915 seat stadium in Tennessee. And normally they do sell out. I mean, that's a loud crowd.
Yeah, I'll tell you what was really cool, too, was a couple of years ago when they played at Bristol, the NASCAR track.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
They cleared out the infield, for the football field. That was a huge stadium. I think that was maybe 150, 160,000.
Yeah,
one of the biggest crowds.
That was pretty cool. And I know a lot of people go down for Tennessee. I think that's going to be a huge game. I'm just upset because the media, and I've been saying this since 2006, they love the Big Ten. They're setting up the Ohio State-Michigan game to be 1 versus 3, 1 versus 2. Because let's see, who does Michigan play? Purdue,
Penn State, Penn State, and Ohio State, the toughest 2 games left on that schedule.
And the Maryland. And then they're going to this is what's going to happen, in my opinion. Georgia's going to, even though they're playing ranked teams, you know what, maybe they won't drop. But it's going to be a 1-3 or a 1-2.
Does Michigan have a loss on the year?
No.
Okay.
They are undefeated. All top 4 teams have no losses. Florida State, and people can say, Florida State, they're not playing. You know what? Okay. They're in the ACC. They have beat ranked opponents. I think their hardest test is going to be against Miami. It could be against Florida, but I think Florida, if they keep doing what they're doing, is going to be down. They're going to just be like, fuck it. We don't give a shit anymore. It's the last game of the year. Who does Florida play the next couple weeks?
Listen, if there's going to be one game that the Gators show up to this year, it's going to be Florida State.
I mean, they have to
Don't get me wrong.
LSU at LSU. Arkansas is going to be a tough game, even though it's at home.
Yeah, Arkansas is going to be a tough game because they've played everybody tough all year.
I would probably even take that point spread. What is that? What is the point spread here? 6?
6. Yeah, Florida 6.
I'd probably jump on Arkansas on 6.
I kind of like Arkansas on the points there too. LSU, potentially a loss. I think they can pull off a win against Arkansas, but they have to be as good as they have been all season.
But going into Death Valley.
LSU is going to be a loss. Missouri might be a loss. I mean, to be honest with you, you're looking at potentially losing 4 out of your last 5 games here on the Gator schedule, which does not bode well for Billy Napier if he hopes to.
He makes a bowl game though.
What, the fucking ReliaQuest Bowl?
Yeah, well, at this point, maybe the Boca Raton Bowl,
the Dude Wipes Bowl.
Yeah, that's true too. I mean,
bowl game's bowl game, but I think
first year in, second year in, I guess, whatever, but it's not looking good.
It's not looking great. We also talked about to start the show, cutting these coaches some slack, giving them a little more time to play.
I think he needs 3-4 years.
I do too, and I think the reason that I am a little bit higher on Napier now than I was 4 weeks ago, because I've come on here and I've said that Billy Napier is not the answer. I was not a big fan of him, and I'm still not a huge fan of him, but I'm willing to give him some patience because Graham Mertz is playing really well. Graham Mertz has been playing really well for the Gators, and I think it took him a few weeks to really start to feel comfortable in this offense, throwing the ball more. But he has stepped up and he's played better. And I think if he decides to come back next year, which if I'm not mistaken, he does have 1 more year.
I think you are correct.
I would like to see him come back because the beginning of the year I was not sold at all on Graham Mertz. But he's been a pleasant surprise.
Unfortunately, your other starting quarterback, I believe, is sitting at home right now with his dad.
Who?
Former NFL, John Kidna.
Oh, yeah, Jack Kidna.
Is
the one that I thought, I could be wrong, but I thought I heard that he ended up being fine.
Did he?
Because he got caught up in all that red tape stuff, and that's why he left the team. Like, he got in trouble or something.
Is his name Jack Kidna?
I think it was Jack or
Jalen Kitna.
Oh, hell no. I didn't realize it was that.
You didn't know it was that?
Holy shit.
That's
no,
what I was talking about.
I mean, this was over a year ago, but I did not know. Okay, that's what it is. Dropped charges, right?
It's you dropped child.
Ex-Florida QB provides insight into dropped child porn charges. So this is what I want to hear. Former Florida quarterback Kitna is taking steps to clear his name and get another shot. Kitna, who was arrested last November on felony child porn charges, were eventually dropped in a plea deal, released a lengthy statement Friday through a sports management company. Scroll down a little bit.
Sorry.
No, you're good. He said the charges were not accurate, said that a forensic investigation found no inappropriate material on any of his electronic devices, and added that he went through an extensive psychosexual evaluation that determined I'm in the lowest possible percentile for likelihood to commit a crime. Okay, white boy. I understand that there are many who will never get past the original headlines, but for those who want to look back at this objectively, I hope this will provide details to see the truth. I know with the continued love and support of those close to me, and hopefully some understanding by others, I'll have a chance at the life that I dreamed of and worked so hard for. I am determined to use my story to help others avoid the pitfalls of naive technology use. So, charges were dropped, and apparently he went through this giant evaluation. But I've always had the gut feeling where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah.
And it definitely doesn't answer all the questions. He said, quote, I had hoped this outcome would exonerate me and provide understanding. The reaction has been quite the opposite and created even more confusion with people making judgments based only on the initial reports, which did not tell the whole story. My family and I empathetically believe that child porn should not exist in our world. I did not commit a crime of this nature. The facts of the investigation and the resolution show this. I hope this statement will bring clarity to all those who care to know the truth. He accepted a plea deal in early July. Yada, 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 yada.
Yeah, no, I mean, all right. Well, then he should be right back in college football then, if it's not too bad, right?
They lifted his ban from the university, but he has not shown his face. I guess he's been doing virtual classes, and he's living with his dad in Texas.
Yeah, because once again, the media did not put it out there that his charges were dropped.
Oh, no. They won't put that part out. Of course not. That's not going to get nearly as many clicks as, just dogpiling on this guy and tearing him apart. Like I said, I am not 100% convinced that absolutely nothing at all happened.
Something happened.
Something happened. Whether he's taking the fall for someone else or not, something happened that led to him getting in that much trouble. Because not once have I ever thought about, looked into, acquired knowledge about doing any of that stuff or having anything to do with it. So if that was really the case, I'm as innocent as they come. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I maybe when you're potentially the starting QB, someone wants to take your phone and make you look bad. Like he definitely probably has more haters than I would like to think I do, but I don't know. Definitely a very weird situation, but a good point like you brought up about how, nobody at all knows that the charges were dropped. They just know what happened to them.
Which is nuts. Let's go through the college real quick, the schedule. Ohio State, Rutgers.
Oh, your boy Greg Schiano.
Do you think that they could upset Ohio State at Rutgers?
I don't think so.
Kansas State, Texas. I mean, that's going to be a good game.
I think Kansas State. I don't want to say this has upset written all over it because Texas at 7, but I do kind of like K-State's chances in this game.
K-State is good, but it is at Texas.
Texas has lost at home this year already, have they not? They did.
Texas A&M and Ole Miss, but you love Ole Miss. Texas A&M and Jimbo, man, they're struggling.
Yeah, 5-3, staring down the barrel of another loss as the season wraps up.
South Carolina, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Abilene, LSU. I don't know, man. Jimbo is not turning the corner I thought he was going to do. 3 losses on the year. That is not good for them. Notre Dame now. Let's see. Anyone else? Any other good games? I know USF plays Memphis at Memphis.
Georgia, Missouri is going to be an exciting game because Missouri has proven to me that they're one of those teams that can hang in there. They've had, between all of their head coaches these last 10 years, they're one of those teams who will come out to like a 4-1 or 5-0 start and then fall off down the stretch. But they've been playing good football. We just looked at, I think, Florida's schedule. So Missouri, I assume that they have left, not LSU, because they already lost to LSU, but Georgia, Tennessee, Florida,
and Arkansas.
So nothing but SEC contests to wrap up the year. It's going to be a real test for them. I think they lose 2 of those games. But I like the way that they've been playing, and I think they'll bring it to Georgia for at least the first half.
I think that one's going to be good. Oklahoma at Oklahoma State.
Yeah, we love a good rivalry, especially a week after Oklahoma got absolutely embarrassed. Who did they lose to last week? Kansas?
Yes, they did.
Who the fuck loses to Kansas?
Kansas has a good football team now, kid.
Yeah.
Come into the 2023.
I remember for the longest time, though. Yeah, they are 5-2.
Yeah.
I remember for the longest time, though, they were such a joke.
Well, I mean, they were a joke for a while, but they were also good back in 2008 when USF was good.
They're a basketball school.
When what was his name? Mangino? Not Mangino. Was it Mangino?
Dan Bongino?
No, Mangino, the fat fuck.
I don't know.
Who used to have stains on his shirts because he ate so much. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Kansas Mangino.
I wish I did, but I don't know.
I'll show you a picture of him. Because Mangino, my buddy.
He looks exactly like what I thought he would, too.
Yeah, my buddy
What
Grant.
a fat bastard.
My buddy Grant, who went to Kansas State, USF, all Indiana, by the way. And also.
That looks like an AI picture.
Yeah.
Like the one of him in the jacket with the 3 chins.
This one?
To the right. Over
one?
to the right. Like kind of bottom right-ish.
Oh.
It's all right.
My buddy Grant.
The one where he's smiling. That one.
Yeah.
That one looks like a fake-ass picture. It doesn't even look like a real dude.
Yeah, he was a fat motherfucker.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he met him. He said he had like
Look at him standing next to the Orange Bowl mascot. That guy in the suit was scared he was going to get eaten.
Yeah, he was a good coach. He was a really good coach.
I believe it. A guy like that knows what he's fucking talking about.
But he wasn't really like a big-time coach after that. I think did he go to Cleveland? Let me see here.
Said he coached Kansas 02 to 09.
Yeah.
And then after that, Youngstown State, assistant head
And
coach, tight end. And then Iowa State 2014, 2015. He's just been big chillin' since 2015, huh?
He's probably trying not to get a heart attack.
Yeah, he's probably trying to
He's a big boy.
Watch his figure. 67 years old for a guy that size. I mean, God bless him.
He might have lost some weight. I don't know. He hasn't really come out. But yeah, that's the college football. A lot of great games on. I love Saturday football.
Do you
College game day, of course.
I wanted to ask you about college game day, so I don't know if you saw the drama. I mean, there's always fucking drama surrounding this guy, but apparently ESPN viewers hate Pat McAfee.
They hated him last year too.
He has kind of alluded to possibly not coming back to game day next season. Would you prefer that, or do you like him there? Because I remember at first when we put him on TV.
Listen, it's the same thing as the coaches. When you get rid of them, who do you bring in?
Right.
Is he going to be worse than Pat McAfee, and then they're just going to keep turning people over every 2 years? Or do you just deal with Pat McAfee? I mean, I don't mind Pat McAfee.
I think people just get annoyed because every single week it seems like he does something to put all the attention on him. Like last week, they were in, I don't remember.
Utah?
Yeah, and it was cold.
Oh, let me fact check that real quick.
6:37 in the morning. Wherever they were, it was below like 20,
it was Utah,
30
by the
degrees.
way.
Yeah.
It was Utah.
And he starts the show and he takes his shirt off and he's sitting there shirtless for the longest time. And I guess people got mad about that.
Why? I mean, Lee Corso would put the mascot on his head every fucking end of the game and made it all about him on his picks.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
You don't think ESPN wants someone like a Pat McAfee to take over the show since Lee Corso is not in the best of health?
Well, the viewer polls say otherwise because I think it was a majority, 64%, do not enjoy him on college game day. They feel like he kind of takes away from the atmosphere in a lot of ways. But I'm going to be honest. I can understand why people would be McAfee'd out because his personality gets old. Like, I don't listen to his show every single day just because of that. But I do think some of it is a little unwarranted. Like, I think on game day he fits in well, at least better than some people are giving him credit for.
I think he fits off well. Yeah, he goes back and forth pretty good. I mean, I think for his first year last year, he fit in really well, and then this year, I don't mind it. Do you watch it?
Game day?
Yeah,
in the background. Yeah,
I
like the weekly kick that he does.
I like that too.
Where he pulls some random dude out of the audience and he's like, all right, I'm going to give you $100,000.
Yeah, that last.
If you can make this 35-yard field goal.
He had to borrow last week's guy had to borrow shoes from friends.
Yeah.
And he almost made it too.
I think it was the week before, was the guy that literally had a shirt on that said kicking is easy.
Yeah.
And he went up there and was like, yeah, I think most people could be a kicker in the NFL. I think it's really easy. And I can't believe he gave that guy two tries.
He pulled a Rhett.
It wasn't quite that bad.
I know.
He gave him the first try, which he shanked, and that was for $100,000.
Yeah.
And then he gives him another chance for I think 30, and he gets it. But I don't know.
I think ESPN was scared last week because everyone in the crowd was like, one more, and they're like, no, we're not doing one more.
Yeah.
That guy got too close.
Another thing that I can't appreciate is when they do the live college game day broadcast, because if he's going to be at game day on Saturday, usually Friday, what they'll do is his show will travel to that game day set, and they'll do their live show from there. So I will say one of my favorite gimmicks on his show is every Friday when they are at the game day, location on that stage or whatever, they have a live audience behind them. Whenever they sign off of ESPN at 2:00, immediately the crowd behind them starts chanting "fuck" as loud as they can. They'll just go "fuck, fuck, 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 fuck" because they know they're off of TV.
Yeah,
and I think that's pretty funny. I like that they haven't really shied away from the third hour of that show that's not on ESPN. They still kind of let loose, which I can appreciate.
Yeah,
I was worried. I was worried about his show for a long time when he had talked about going to ESPN, and I still think as the years go by, he's going to be more hands off with it. But I don't know. He's not my favorite. I like him, but I understand why people would not like him.
I like him.
I think people are getting sick of him.
I like him. I mean, I like him on game day. I don't mind him. I think he brings a different energy to the whole thing with Lee. I mean, I like Lee Corso. I liked it forever. I never want to change. But you got to think. I mean, they did bring in Desmond Howard, and people were kind of against him in the beginning. And obviously now he's kind of that guy in the corner, just making millions of dollars, loving life, eating all the sweets.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could go to a game day one day, but I don't feel like they're going to come anywhere close to where we live.
Man, if only.
I don't think USF's ever going to get back there at this point.
If only we had made a move on a certain head coach.
Jim Levitt?
Yeah. That'll bring game day back.
Or Dion?
Maybe.
But you know what? Good for Dion going to Colorado. Obviously, he's super happy.
Super happy. Wouldn't rather be anywhere else, brother.
Oh, we got a phone call. Hold on. I think it's a little purple jersey.
Oh, I thought it was your boy coming back for more tech support.
Oh, he figured it out. 443.
What's going on, guys? It's been a couple weeks.
Yeah, I went 15-1 last week, probably, and 15-1. We don't even bet anymore.
I forgot to text you. This week for picks. I was all messed up on the time.
We were getting texts when you were 14-3 and 15-1, weren't we, Rhett?
Oh yeah.
What do you got going on here, Little Purple?
I don't know. I was in Vegas last week, so the 10 a.m. start time really threw me off.
Rhett, I was in Vegas,
No, that's all right.
I'm going to hang up on your ass.
I was betting all the $100 I have, yeah.
No, he was running his, were you running the Tesla in Vegas? Is that what you were doing? Pissing everybody off?
Yeah, for the World Finals. I did not win, so...
He was getting fucking booed. He posted a video from the drag strip, and it's the EV class lining up, and the whole crowd is booing. They fucking hate you guys.
You know where they were booing from, though?
The stands?
The jobber seats.
Okay, then. Thank you.
Okay, here we go. We got fucking Little Purple just talking shit about everybody now.
I mean, come on. He's a pro racer.
No. Rhett brought that onto himself.
I didn't bring shit onto myself. I just mentioned something that happened. You posted the video of it.
Hey, guys, let me tell you about the Baltimore Ravens.
Did you also see what I posted yesterday, calling myself a clown?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
I thought that was pretty funny.
Hey,
but
Rhett,
anyway,
I don't know if you know this, but Baltimore could be totally undefeated
Lummy,
right
I'm
now.
hanging up.
If the Colts 22-19 and the Steelers 17-0, one touchdown games here and there, the Baltimore Ravens could be undefeated right now. Yep, we're the best team ever.
Did you see Tracy Walker III's purple suit?
Yeah, it was pretty badass right there. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. You know, the OBJ, he's back now. You guys hated on him. And Lamar, you hated on him too. But guess what? We're 6-2. We're leading the AFC North. We're the best team ever. Our running back isn't healthy, but we have Gus Edwards. Yeah.
What does the rest of the AFC North look like? Because I know the Bengals are finally coming back around.
The Ravens are great.
The Bengals have to dig themselves out of a hole, but they are 4-3.
Oh, I just want to let you know, Rhett, that you're an idiot because all the teams in the AFC North are above 500.
Yeah.
And you look at the NFC South, you guys are pathetic. You guys are the only team that's 500. Bengals 4-3. Browns 4-3.
Not a bad division. I couldn't tell you the last time. All of those teams 4-3 except for Baltimore 6-2. I couldn't tell you the last time that I saw every team in the AFC North above 500 in November.
Hold on.
November. November.
I could be wrong, but I could be wrong. Just want to state that fact. I could be wrong, but I believe the AFC East last year. I believe the Patriots were 500 and the rest of the teams were above 500, and then they started playing interconference.
No, I wasn't talking about any division. I was talking about the AFC North.
Oh, of course.
I can't remember the last time I saw the AFC North, every single team, be above 500 in November. No, because I'm sure it happens every year where you've got like just that one good division.
Yeah,
every team is good.
Yeah, the Browns are usually shitty. I mean, the Bengals haven't for a while, but yeah, I totally understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
You got the Cardinals 1-7.
Lummy just said all true things trying to make fun of me when really the NFC South has been horrible forever.
I had to hang up on him. I haven't called in a while because I was in Vegas getting booed by all the fans. And you know what? If Lummy was in the stands right there, he'd be booing me too, but he'd be still a dropper because he's in the stands. Hey, let's go. I didn't text Lummy this past weekend because I was in Vegas sleeping in. I won all my big time money, but I didn't really win it all. But hey,
I was driving my Tesla by the Sphere.
Hey, that's awesome. You know,
they had to buy their only recent Super Bowl. I would hate that as a fan. Oh,
yeah. Josh McDaniels, he's the best coach ever.
How the fuck do you hate a Super Bowl as a fan? Get out of here.
I know.
Dude. Nobody gives a fuck.
Exactly.
Nobody cares. There's so many other teams that have tried to buy a championship and it doesn't work. And what's even funnier about the Bucs buying a championship is that not only did they win a championship in 2020, but in 2021 they won a franchise high number of games. They went 13-4. The fucking Rams tried to buy a championship and they were exposed the following year as paper fucking Tigers. Like that team was a joke.
It was a joke.
So I do think the Bucs deserve a little bit more credit because they bought the fucking team. No, they didn't. Look at the draft picks. Look at the draft class. Look at the core group of players. Look at the salary for that team. Look at the salary cap. That's what you got to do.
Well, we're going to be there. We bought in OBJ. We bought him. Well, actually, technically to win a Super Bowl, you have to actually bring players in, and you got to pay them money. So technically, you're buying all your players that are on the team. Yeah. I didn't know they were playing for free. Every Super Bowl, pretty much. Every every Super Bowl, then you bought your team. Oh. I mean, think about it. I mean, you bought your team for this. What, you brought in players that are the highest paid players for the best, and you keep them for a year? Okay. Or we can bring in the shittiest players for 7 years and suck dick. I think I'm going to go with the best players for 2 years.
They said you sound like Bill Murray from Caddyshack. And here he is lining up on the green now.
Oh, yeah, we're going to have on the green. Oh, it's in the hole. It's in the hole.
There it is.
There it is. Yeah, we're lining up here. Young guy out of, Huntsville, Illinois. Sorry, it's all right. Do the voice for the Bucs right now. Like, yeah, the Buccaneers, they suck. Sorry, listen, Bill, Purple Jersey, we love you, Colin. We love you, buddy. Obviously we're friends.
Thank you for calling.
Yeah, thank you for calling. Thank you for a call.
Ever since we called him out for not calling us anymore, he has been making an effort to call. So
Every once in a while.
Yeah, it is appreciated.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Just don't say that the Bucs bought their thing, because you can say the Rams did it, the Cowboys did it, everyone else did it, or whatever. Every team fucking did it. So before we do our picks, what do you think of that Chase Young?
I think it's the best place for him to go. Is San Francisco. I think the Niners just got that much better. This is already looked at as one of the best defenses in the NFC, right up there next to the Eagles. But the Niners are real good. And I think a change of scenery for Chase Young is going to show everybody what they have been missing out on, or at least what they think they've been missing out on. Because a lot of people have kind of passed this guy off as pedestrian. And I hate to say that I'm still a believer, but I definitely think that this is going to be the best move.
Oh no! I think he's going to light it up for the next couple of years.
I think the fact that they got him for a third-round pick too
really good.
Did they
call the Bucs?
No, John Lynch did not. Well, I mean, he's fucking calling Washington, obviously. Yeah. But so they get him for a third-rounder, and then Montez Sweat, the other Washington defensive lineman who got traded, he got, I think, a second-rounder and a fifth-rounder is what the Bears gave up to get Montez Sweat. Now, I think the reason the Bears got a little more expensive with that deal is, I don't know if you also heard, but Montez Sweat was maybe an hour away from being an Atlanta Falcon. They just lost Grady Jarrett for the year, who is a Pro Bowl D tackle. He's one of the best guys on that defensive line. He's been a staple in Atlanta for a little while now. But I guess they were really, really close. Montez Sweat is from Atlanta. He said he wanted to play in Atlanta. That's where he's just wanted to be, similar to Tyreek Hill in Miami, So he wanted to go there. And
Nice.
apparently the Bears just undercut at the last minute with a better deal that Washington did not turn down. So instead of giving him what he wanted and going to Atlanta, he's got to go play for the fucking Bears.
Listen, you get fucked, and now you got to deal with November and December and in Chicago. So good fucking luck. Holy fuck! It's not one place that I'd probably want to play football in the cold weather.
Yeah, it sucks there.
And yes, Stacey G said, Rhett, you were impressive as a young man, very knowledgeable, and I learned a lot listening.
Oh, thank you, Stacey G. That's the nicest thing anyone's ever said about me. That's the nicest thing I've heard this week. Thank you so much.
Oh, this week. That's the nicest thing you heard today.
Yeah, that's also true.
Yeah. Well, let's get to our picks, and let's get to Lummy picking against Rhett, so Lummy can lose.
Thursday Night Football, November 2nd, 2023. We got some more shitty primetime games.
Tennessee at Pittsburgh? What? That's not a shitty primetime game.
I don't know if it's shitty, but I'm really bummed out about Sunday Night Football this week. Have you seen that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll get to that later.
Yeah, I know.
Tennessee at Pittsburgh, kind of a tough game to pick, if I'm being honest with you. I definitely think it helps Pittsburgh that they are in Pittsburgh, and the Titans, a team that made it seem like they were going to be selling a bunch of pieces at the deadline, but I think Kevin Byard is the only guy they got rid of. They flirted about Derrick Henry, but nobody was able to make a good enough offer, I guess, for them to let him go. Some people talked about DeAndre Hopkins, but he's seemingly in a good mood again after 3 touchdown catches last week. So, Will Levis, I think he's going to look a little green this week, especially a tough game and a tough stadium. So I will take the Steelers.
I think what you're saying is that now that the Steelers have a week to study Will Levis's different characteristics of how he's going to throw, is definitely going to help Pittsburgh, especially being in Pittsburgh. Crowd is going to be wild. It's going to be Thursday Night Football. It's going to probably be cold.
It's going to be cold. Crowd's going to be a factor because Pittsburgh is always going to be a tough place to play. TJ Watt is something that he did not have to. He did not have to face anyone on that Falcons defensive line that's going to scare you. Grady Jarrett got hurt, so he was in the game for like a quarter or two, I think.
Yeah, about that.
And I think it's going to be a different atmosphere, and I think it's going to be the first time in his NFL career that he goes into that opposing environment as a starter, and it's going to be a low-scoring game, I think. So I think he'll look green, but I got Pittsburgh winning. I think their defense gets like 5 sacks.
I got Tennessee. So it looks like we're going against each other there. Miami at Kansas City. Does Kansas City jump back with little flu boy? I'm going to go with, even though it's in Kansas City, Miami all day long. It's in, actually, it's not in Kansas City. Sorry.
Oh, it's in Miami.
So sorry. Fact checker. I'm sorry. Misread it. It is the game in Germany. So I will definitely go still with Miami against Kansas City in Frankfurt, Germany. 9:30 game.
Tough loss last week for Kansas City. Did not see them losing their first game this year to Denver. But their second game of the year to Denver. Sorry, I always forget about week 1. This is a tough game to pick. This is a really, really tough game to pick, but it's going to be a fun game to bet on. Give me Miami.
All right,
I'll
there you
take
go.
Miami. I think they're playing too well. I think they're rolling. Their offense is looking great. Tyreek Hill is stepping up. He's getting a touchdown every single fucking week. So give me another point this week on the Tyreek Hill touchdown.
Minnesota at Atlanta. Now we got Heineke, who played really well against the Bucs 2 years ago in the playoffs. Who's a good quarterback with a new quarterback in Minnesota. I'm going Atlanta. In Atlanta. Hot Atlanta.
Yeah.
Doing the dirty bird on the fucking 50-yard line. Let's go.
Taylor Heineke, I think, is going to bring some juice. And it's also important to remember that this is the Vikings without Kirk Cousins. So, I mean, it's not like they were that impressive of a team to begin with. But they started putting some good games together. Played a good game last week against the Packers for the most part. So I will also take Atlanta. I'm a big fan of Taylor Heineke. I think he balls out because when he came in after Ritter got benched last week, he played extremely well. So I think he's hot and cold. Kind of like with any young player, he's going to get exposed with longevity, even though Heineke's like 31 or 32. So he's going to be hot and cold, but I think he's good this week at home for the Falcons, and I think he's going to be the right choice moving forward.
And next one is Arizona at Cleveland. I believe Deshaun Watson still has not got the right massage yet. I'm just doing a double fact check on you. He is 30, Rhett, Tyler Heineke.
Which I said.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that we double check our work here.
No, I appreciate it.
Arizona at Cleveland. Deshaun Watson. Is he going or is he not going?
I don't give a fuck if he does. Even if he doesn't, I still think the Browns win this game. Arizona said that they are either going to start Kyler Murray or whoever the hell they have left. But that's what they said as of this week.
Let's go Cleveland.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Browns.
I just feel like on the road in Cleveland, new quarterback potentially. You're moving on from Josh Dobbs. So no matter who it is, it's going to be his first game of the year.
Yep.
Well, did Kyler start week 1? No, he didn't. No, it's been Dobbs since the beginning.
Oh, yes. Fact checker Lummy here said he's been out since last year, Rhett.
Well,
he got hurt. He blew his knee out last year.
Okay. Thank you. Fact checker
Yes,
Lummy.
thank you. So we both got Cleveland there. Rams at Green Bay.
Give me the Rams. Packers fucking suck.
Yeah, no shit. Even if it's cold, I don't give a shit. I'm going Rams. Not Stafford.
I think
even
Jordan
with
Love,
his little fucking thumb just hanging out there.
I think Jordan Love's throwing more interceptions this week.
Got rid of their best quarterback.
I think the Packers, while they weren't super active at the trade deadline, I think trading away Russell Douglas was the sign that I needed that this team is definitely not looking to compete at all this year.
Gave up.
They have already, just counted this as a mulligan year for Google Kunst.
Yeah.
And
they're going to see what he does in the draft.
It's unfortunate because if anybody should be feeling the pressure of why this team is so bad, it should be him because there's nobody else more directly responsible for why this team is in such a shit spot than him. I think with the absence of Dan Snyder, Gutekunst might have taken the spot of the most hated GM in the NFL.
Possibly. No, so we both got the Rams there. Washington at New England. I'm going Washington. Even though it's New England, they're struggling. Usually you see a Bill Belichick team, kind of come up from the loss here and there. But I think that Washington wins this game.
I will go against you just for shits and giggles, and I'll probably regret it, but I'll take the Pats. I just, something about it. They're in New England, and I don't want to say the Pats have gotten better because obviously they lost in embarrassing fashion last week, but I do think that this is going to be one of those games where, Washington doesn't quite look like they did against the Eagles.
Yeah.
And something's going to happen. So I think New England wins that one like 24-17 or something.
Most likely it will be cold.
Yes.
For Floridians, just so, kind of looking at the weather. Chicago at New Orleans. Ooh, I'm going to New Orleans.
Yeah, fuck the Saints, but they're going to win.
Yeah, fuck the Saints. Seattle at Baltimore.
This is going to be a tough game, too.
Gino.
I like Baltimore. I know that doesn't sound like a crazy hot take just because a lot of people would view Baltimore as a better team, division leader as of right now.
Mm-hmm.
But Seattle's been playing teams close. Like, Seattle is definitely solid. Geno Smith proved last week that he can win the game in the final minutes if he has to. And I think the only QBs in the NFL who have and you can fact check me on this, fact checker Lummy. I think the only QBs in the NFL who have as many game-winning drives as Geno Smith are Tom Brady, maybe Peyton Manning. It's Tom Brady for sure. And it's 11 game-winning drives in his career. Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Drew Brees. He is tied with Drew Brees. Look, they don't even have his fucking picture up there.
I'm looking for Gino here.
Well, he definitely doesn't have 50 plus, so maybe I'm just tripping. I don't know what stat that I saw then.
Jesus, Reds.
Yeah, sorry. Is that Josh Freeman? Go up. Did I just see Josh Freeman? Hold on. Oh, that was Joe Ferguson. You scrolled by real quick, and I thought it said Josh Freeman.
Yeah, you might want to scroll.
I was like, whoa.
Then, hey, maybe Lummy was right about something. I mean, Jimmy G's got 13.
Jameis Winston. There he is. Geno Smith at 11, 12. View game-winning drives. I could have fucking sworn.
He's below Jameis.
I could have sworn that I saw something. I guess I just read it.
Well, that's what happens when you read things, right? You are wrong, even though they're on the internet. Josh Freeman had 10 game-winning drives. He was tied for 150. So you have who in this one? Seattle?
I got the Ravens.
I got the Baltimore.
Yeah, I think it's going to help them playing at home.
Tampa at Houston. Tampa, quick game. I don't give a shit. Tampa. I know you got Tampa. We'll move on.
I do have Tampa.
Indianapolis at Carolina. I'm going Gardner Minshew beats the Panthers, even though they had a big win. Yada, yada, yada. Not really giving a shit. Indianapolis is going to bounce back after the loss and take it to Carolina.
Yeah, Indy needs a bounce back, and Carolina's a perfect team for that to happen, especially on the road.
Oh, Bob Shabam. That's right. New York Giants at Vegas.
Oh, fuck. This is tough. This is actually kind of an interesting game. I like the Giants all over this one, to be honest with you. I think the Raiders are in shambles. Moving to a new quarterback, I don't know. Aiden O'Connell is such a question mark because I know some people like him, and clearly they think he's better than Jimmy G at this point, but fucking anybody can probably throw the ball to Devontae Adams more than one time on 7 targets. So I like the Giants. They definitely are not in the spot that they thought they would be, but they're just the more cohesive team at this point.
New coach, new win, Vegas.
Ooh, they do tend to play better under that interim head coach.
Upset.
I don't know what it is. Is that your upset of the week?
Fuck no, that's not even an upset. New York Giants. I mean, Lemmy's big take on the upset is the beating the Giants.
I feel like I know what your upset's going to be.
Dallas at Philly.
Dallas at Philly. Give me the Birds. Give me the Birds.
Fuck it, give me the Birds.
Yeah, let's go Birds.
Buffalo at Cincinnati.
This is another tough game. Honestly though, I think Cincinnati's coming back around. Joe Burrow's been playing well, so I'll take the Bengals this week.
Let me give me Cincinnati too.
Yeah, I think the Bills.
I think the Bengals are back.
The Bills just aren't that team this year. The last couple of years. You can look at the seasons the Bills have put together and been like, fuck, they could have won the Super Bowl that year. That's what their entire fan base feels like. But this year, they're just not that team. I'm not sure what it is. I don't know if it's something going on with Josh Allen. I know he's playing hurt. I don't know if it's the offense. I don't know if it's the coordinator. I don't know if it's coaching because I don't fucking watch the Bills. I don't know.
It seems like a lot of factors are coming into play.
But it definitely seems like it's more than just, some inconsistent QB play for the Bills this year. So I think Cincinnati is rolling. They're stacking that win total up. It's a good time of year for them, so I'll take the Bengals. Oh,
so that's all we can play, probably. Probably even got in trouble for that, didn't I?
Yeah, set the tone.
Fuck. That wasn't long enough.
No,
Chargers.
It was perfect.
Chargers at Jets.
Monday Night Football. It's like It's like when, you've seen other shows in the past, like they're not allowed to use NFL logo, so they got to start drawing it.
Yeah.
So
all right, so who do you got? Because I feel like we have a good amount already kind of connected here, but who do you have?
I have the Chargers. I know they're on the road. Monday Night Football. They just played Sunday Night Football last week, too, so they're on primetime yet again.
A lot of days off. Rested up. Chargers are what, 2-5?
Yeah.
Fortunately, I didn't. Oh, they're 3-4.
Is this schedule?
Oh, so sorry. They're 3-4.
Yeah, they're not great.
They beat the Bears. They were 2-5 before.
I think the Chargers win this game, though.
Yeah, me too. But I didn't pick an upset game, did I?
Was there? So I must be mistaken because I saw Sunday Night Football was Buffalo at Cincinnati, which is going to be a good game to watch.
Yeah, of course.
Did something else happen? Was there a game that was supposed to be flexed and didn't get flexed?
I thought they flexed
and it kind of fucked up Sunday Night Football or something like that? I thought.
I don't know. This may be on your article that you read with Geno Smith.
Yeah, right. Over there with all the stats.
That might be that one, too. I got to pick an upset game.
Yeah, you do.
Do I believe in Zach fucking Morris?
Zach Morris?
Yeah, Zach Morris from Saved by the Bell is going to come down and play quarterback against the fucking Jets. Give me the Jets.
Give me the Jets.
Upset Monday night. Even though I love the Chargers, I know they're going to win. This is my upset pick.
All right. So you are picking the Jets.
I am going to. What's the spread here? Real quick, let me see this.
I think it's like 7.
Yeah, I'm picking the Jets. That's all right.
What
Jets
is the spread?
I don't know. Did it say?
Oh. I thought last I looked, I think it's like 7.
Kind of sad here. 3. Oh,
LA 3.
So I'm picking the Jets.
There you go.
Let's go.
Bum 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 bum. Doo doom doo doom.
Doo 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 doo.
Bum 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 bum.
Doo 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 doo.
Bum 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 bum.
Bum 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 bum.
Bum 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 bum.
Sorry, little purple jersey. We would have had you on a lot longer, but we really couldn't, listen to you brag. And then we kind of shit on the fans in Vegas.
Hey, one last question for you for our friend in chat. Thoughts on a defense for DraftKings this week, leaning towards Atlanta versus Minnesota, is what he says. But what do you think?
Indianapolis or Carolina?
Ooh, that's a good one.
There you go. Lummy Bing. Lummy Bing out. Lummy Sports Show, thank you everyone for listening. Rhett, always a pleasure.
Thank you, Lummy.
Thank you, Scout, for not showing up today. You're going on the Brian category. We are live back on all these platforms tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. I believe we have Brian in studio, Babyface, who graduated up to the next level on the main show. Hopefully he's now healed, doesn't have the flu or whatever he had. For all your Bubba Army merch, go to Bubba Army Shop, Bubba Army Store, or BubbaArmyMerch.com. Get all your great Bubba Army merchandise. Christmas is coming up. And don't forget, always go to all our platforms and give us a thumbs up and subscribe. We love you guys. Thank you so much. We'll be back here next Wednesday. We'll see you tomorrow morning. See ya.